Hi, and welcome to another What's on the Shelf, and we're now on part 24. So let's have a look at the games I have on this cubby. So this one we have Magic Maze, Memoir 44 Eastern Front, and Memoir 44 Mediterranean Theater. We also have Tsuro and Alhambra. So first one is Magic Maze, and Magic Maze it's a neat cooperative real-time game and plays in quick succession, but there's a bunch of different mission that kind of gets harder and harder as you go. And it's kind of one of those where you see how far you can make it. It's fairly unique from all the other games that I have. So in this one, there are 4 characters in play. So, and you see them there, there's a 4 different small token. The big red token is just something that you would put in front of a player because to communicate that you want them to do something. And here's the catch with this one is you cannot talk and communicate with the other players. So each player, everybody playing, will all move the same 4 characters. So it's not that one character is yours, they're all yours. But each player control a different move. So for example, I might control north and south. Or another player might control going east and up and down escalators or things like that. So in order to get our character from where they're at to where they need to go to get their new weapon and then to the exit for them, we have to all contribute and do our part of the movement. So he needs to go up. Well, that's me. I'll move him up. And then he needs to go east. So then that's the other person that needs to go ahead and move me. So, and then I'm up again to move him up again. So it's you all contributing to kind of create those movement. You have a timer that is in play, and that timer will need to be flipped from time to time because if it ever runs out of time, you lose the game. Now, there's a few areas on the board where it allows you, if you send one of the characters there, you can flip the timer. But you got to make sure that everybody pays attention to that and knows. So at the beginning of the game, you kind of want to have a quick conversation. Also, the board is not built yet. One of the players' movement is bringing in a new tile when we go through new doors. So you start at the beginning, you got the 4 characters, you move around this mall trying to find the shop that sells each player's weapon to steal a weapon, because we're not buying this. We just came out of an unsuccessful dungeon raid, so we don't have money to buy new weapons, but we've lost our weapon, so we need a new weapon to be able to go back. So we find the store, we steal the weapon. Now once that happens, we need to make our way out before it's too late, because now security is alarmed. So you try to get your way out and find the exit. Now the exit can, depending on where you're at in the game, be different exit for each player. So very interesting, very hectic, very fun. Honestly, I've enjoyed this one quite a bit. I've played it with my sibling and that went pretty well. I played it one time with my sister-in-law and she forgot that she controlled moving east. She was just going up and down the escalator and it was so funny. Honestly, the struggles you'll come across, it makes this game hilarious. I highly recommend this one. Really got to get this one played again, and they can play anywhere from, I've never played it solo and I'm not big on solo play, so I don't know how that works as a 1 player, but you could go from 2 to 8 players where it's just the way that the movements are divided is changed. Next one I have on there is Memoir 44 Eastern Front, which introduces the Soviets into the Memoir 44 games. So it brings in new tiles that are more winter themed, and it brings in the new tanks, the new army guys, just kind of the Soviet army ones. So it's just kind of to add a little bit more to the Memoir 44 game, which is one of my most favorite games. So and I also got Memoir 44 Mediterranean Theater, which brings in the British army. So again, a few more tiles, new tanks, new army guys, just brings in new, and then each one also brings in new scenarios, because with Memoir 44, it's a 2-player game. One is the Allies, and then you replay the battles of Normandy. And then with these expansions, you get new scenarios, new battles that you'll be playing, because it tells you basically this is what was happening, this army was involved, here was everybody was. Now replay the battle and see how it ends up for you. So it's a neat game. Really enjoy this one. I'm not big on expansions. I don't normally buy tons of expansion, but I did for this one. So and we've played with them a few times and it's great. Then the next one I have is Tsuro. So it's the game of the path. And this one can play from 2 to 8 different plays, and it's an interesting one. So the board starts off blank, and you put one of your little, it's not tablet, your little stone somewhere on the edge of the board, and you'll get a couple of tiles, and you're going to place one of them, and your stone will follow that white line until there's nothing in front of it. And the goal is to try to stay in play as long as possible and be the last player standing without falling off the board or running into another player's stone. And so you'll be playing them, trying to see where you're going. And sometimes as the board gets full, you're like, oh my God, there's a lot going on there. I don't want to go there. It's like, well, I can't put this tile because then I would fall this way. But if I shifted this way, I would go there. It's not so bad, but I'm close. So it's an interesting, very simple, quick game. But there's a lot of strategies to it. There's a lot of map planning, and it's a neat one. And I've just got a bit of a close-up here on what the little stone looks like. It's not made of stone, but it's a neat game. And then the next one I have in that cubby is Alhambra. I bought this one secondhand, played it, and then I really like it. With this one, you're building a village square, I guess. And the interesting component to this is there are 4 builders you can buy your tiles from. There's always 4 tiles available to purchase to add into your Alhambra. But there are 4 different builders from 4 different countries, and each builder needs to be paid in their own currency. So on your turn, you're going to collect some money, and then when you have the money that you need enough to buy, then you can go ahead and buy the tiles. Now, if you have the exact money, you get an advantage for that. I believe there's an extra action. Otherwise, you've just overpaid. And then you add them into your village square, and I'll kind of show you. This was just at the beginning. I was just starting off. So everybody gets that little middle, and then you add on to it. Some of the tiles have black borders, and you're building this wall around your village. And those are going to be scored when the scoring card comes. So you have your stack of tiles, and there's 2 tiles in there that are scoring tiles, and you know they're about to come out at 1/3 and at 2/3, but you're not exactly sure when and where. And when those come out, and when those come out, then you score based on how much of each colored tiles that you have. You score your wall, and you're going to be scoring a second time, and then you got the final scoring. It's a very neat game. I really enjoy this one. It's a cool concept, the way that it all comes together. And that one was it actually for this cubby. So this is a quick little cubby. So follow me on Facebook at Didsbury and Area is playing all the games. I am also on Instagram as boardgame_mama, as well as on YouTube. My channel is Board Game Mama. Thanks everybody, and stay tuned for when I'm doing the next cubby.